Welcome to the Beard Me That Beer podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Sam.
And this is episode number 18.
Fuck. 18.
18 grueling weeks of just cringeworthy podcasts with my best bud.
Well, trying. And yes, best bud.
Best bud in the whole world.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, yeah. COVID-19 is still, taking the world by storm. And so we are still remote.
Still plucking away.
Forever remote.
Forever remote.
Yeah, I can't wait until this fucking bullshit ends. It's been like a month?
A month? Just like a month and some change.
Yeah.
Maybe at this point. Yeah.
I hate it. It gets to me a little bit. Even though I wasn't the most sociable person, it's still like, going to work, going to the gym, going to breweries.
Huh.
I miss it.
I'm
all.
thriving, so I've never been better.
This is me, David. This is me.
Yeah, I was built for this lifestyle. I don't know.
Oh, I enjoy it. I just, it's hard to get beer now. But thank the good Lord that Protector Brewing from San Diego, California, delivered this beer to me.
What?
So let me tell you, they're still delivering. They're open. They're doing things. It's a $50 minimum to get delivery. And they only deliver on 2 days. And I think it's Wednesday and Friday. Check this out. I ordered beer Friday morning, like at 8:30 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, they say their windows are from like 10 to 6. I'm like, cool, I'll get it like around 5:30 since I ordered it so late on Friday. They were at my door at 10:30 in the morning. Dropping off beer that I had ordered 2 hours ago. So thank you so much, Protector Brewing.
Wow.
I am drinking the Mocha Golden Coconut Stout. And it's from...
Wow.
The coffee part is Trident Coffee. I don't know if I've ever heard of Trident Coffee.
Sounds oceany. But
it's got a roasty flavor that I think you would enjoy.
Yeah. I think I'm jealous.
Yeah, I bet you are. It's a cool can, too. I like it a lot. But thank you, Protector Brewing, for delivering beer in 2 hours. I did buy a bunch, so next episode you'll see some more Protector Brewing.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
$50 of beer is a lot of beer.
It is a lot of beer, but, that's cool that, they'll deliver, though.
Well, because of COVID, they have to figure out a different way of getting their product out because, everyone's hurting. You have to adapt to the situation. Everyone is definitely hurting, especially breweries. And it feels like every week more and more breweries are going to delivery, which is good. Some are using like a separate company, I guess, to deliver. I'm more supportive of supporting the ones who aren't and are doing it themselves. But yeah, I'm trying to buy beer every 2 weeks from some other brewery. So hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be buying from someone else. I have a list of the ones like in order of by how they deliver it. Like Bear Roots near you, they deliver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go get some.
Well, that's cool.
Go get some of that.
Will they deliver all the way your way though?
No, they won't.
Yeah, but I could.
Yeah, only North County. So there's a couple breweries in North County that only deliver in North County, and some that will deliver down to San Diego, but like once a week.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's my beer.
Okay.
What are you drinking?
So, I still haven't run out of beers in my mini fridges. So I found one that I hadn't drank yet for the show. So from Latitude 33 degrees. Is that right? Is that how you say that?
Latitude 33.
Latitude 33. Right. And it looks like it's sitting on like a D-pad for like an old N64 with the arrows. See? It's like a left, down, right. I probably did that backwards. But the blood orange, the India Pale Ale.
That's one they're very known well for, and I actually saw an ad for it on like Instagram or Facebook for that beer like yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I actually have never had it, so
you haven't had it? Mm-mm. Oh, really? I'm having a thing that you haven't had. That's surprising. Hold on a minute.
Probably doesn't taste like a blood orange, but
it does actually. I'm surprised. Hold on.
I actually don't know what a blood orange is.
You never had a blood orange? It's like an orange, but bloodier.
Okay. Like a grapefruit?
Closer. Yeah, it's close to a grapefruit. Yeah. I don't really like grapefruit, but it's kind of like that. 7.2%. Yeah. That actually, I can taste the flavor that it's advertising, so that's cool.
That's an IPA, 7.2. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it masking the bitterness?
It's bitter, but not in the typical way that IPA normally tastes. I think it's due to the flavor. So it's kind of like it like breaks it up a little bit.
Okay, cool.
It hits differently, a different kind of bitterness.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying that. I'm glad you have a better beer too.
What? Hey, I had Kona last week. I thought that was...
I mean, that's a good beer to me, but some people don't think it's craft beer.
I don't care. I like what I like.
Beer is beer.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna boil it down, yeah.
Beer is beer, and I'm going to drink it.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's cool.
That's my motto.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's jump into the topic. And this is round 3 of A Conscious Rethink.
What's the subject for today? I honestly did not read this part of the list, so
Metaphysics.
Wow. This sounds right up my alley.
Some of the most challenging, controversial topics fall under the metaphysics heading. From the Greek that literally translates as beyond nature, metaphysics deals with all sorts of questions about being and time and life and death and change.
That was just and.
I know, I feel like probably could have done some commas there.
Yeah.
Shall we start?
Okay,
Are you ready?
Yeah, this definitely sounds like something I'm qualified to talk about.
Now, there are less questions, so we have a little more time to dive into the 7 questions.
Or not.
Or we'll finish it really quick, and this will be a half-an-hour podcast.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
We shall. Okay, question number 1.
Hit it.
Are you the same person you were yesterday?
I mean, I'm literally the same person, but I don't think that's what this question's asking. So, like, I didn't wake up in, like, I don't know, like a teenage girl body or something. So, for example.
Literally, yes. You're not yeah.
I'm inhabiting the same body.
But as a person,
no change.
I mean, you can think of this question multiple different ways, but no, I do not think you're the same person the next day.
You are the same person with like just this little extra bit more.
I see it the other way around. You're less because you're one day closer to dying.
Oh,
you have used another day that has been given to you by whatever time or age or your fate, however you want to, prove it to yourself that something else is controlling your life. But I see it as you have one less day.
I don't necessarily. Well, okay, maybe I'm just interpreting it differently.
No, but that's the point. That's the point.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess in that sense, yeah, that's true. You do have less time now.
Also, I hope you're a better person the next day. I guess everyone should try doing that. I know I don't.
I mean, like, you should. The idea, I would think, would be to strive to be a better person the next day. But, You're only human. You can't be a better person every day. There's got to be some in between. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can't like, oh, I'm gonna, have these 12 steps and I'm gonna finish them in 12 days. And well, what's after that?
yeah, down is out.
I got to go down 12 more steps and then go back up.
But I guess the way this question sounds, I think the answer that they would expect for you to say, I would say you would be different, but I wouldn't say necessarily the next day. I would think like more time would have to pass. Like, just like you're not the same person you were like 10 years ago, or the same person 10 years from now.
But you can also think of
I don't think
as,
you'd notice.
Like yesterday, I wasn't the same person, but a year from now. But that's a lot of yesterdays.
Yeah, that's a cumulative yesterdays. Yeah, I would think like it's less noticeable in the day to day, but if you stretch it out, then it's more noticeable. So I guess technically you aren't the same person, but it's more noticeable over time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like we said, striving, hopefully, I mean, it's not like a requirement, but I think you feel better as a person when you kind of make goals for yourself, personal goals to be better something in a month. Like read a book once a month, read a book once every 2 weeks, or, hey, I'm going to start taking a class because I want to. So I hope a majority of people want to be a different person than they were yesterday, but for betterment of themselves.
Yeah. No, don't just change for the sake of changing.
Yeah. Change it because you want to. I mean, you want to feel good.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's an answer.
Okay.
That sounds like an answer for that question.
This next one is like 3 questions in one.
Okay, well, we don't have time for that, so it's next.
What is time? Are we affected by it, or does our consciousness create it?
Let me see. What is time? Are we affected by it? Okay, so it sounds like the first part of the question is moot because the second part of the question and the third part of the question are under the assumption that you are answering the first part of the question.
Well, let's start with the first part then. What is time?
What would you say?
I'm trying to think about it, but I guess to me, time is just a duration from like start to the finish.
Like time is, it's funny because I can't really think of a way to describe time without using the word time.
I tried to use duration, but that is like another synonym to time. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it is a measurable, a measurable, what's a good word for that? I can't think of a way to describe it without using the word.
You can't grab time. It's not physical. But to this question, time is real. Whether we just called it time or whoever called it time, that's it. But it's real. The sun is going around. We are going around the planet. We are a sphere, not flat. We are a sphere in this fucking solar system. Yeah. You stupid assholes.
firm believers that Earth is not flat. Yeah. There you go.
And we're spinning around. There is this cycle, I guess a measurable cycle of a start to a finish. But like I said, like time is like the last question, there's steps, there's like the day, the month, the year, the month and all that stuff, it could be that's just someone trying to make it easier so we have some sort of social construct of time. But a day for sure, the sun goes up, the sun comes down. That's time. It's
right.
And we have time on this planet, I will live to be 50. That is my time. Or 49 or tomorrow. Doesn't matter.
I was like, okay. But I think So time as itself exists, but the we as humans, the way we define time is relative to us, I would say.
I mean, there's a definition for sure, a hard
Yeah.
scientific definition. How we then like I said, like time, a day, 8 hours at work.
Yeah.
What do I do after
Exactly.
work? Yeah, with my time.
Well, I'm in the grander scheme of things, it's like well, you know how they say like time's relative and all that stuff, right? So it's like
No, time is irrelevant.
what?
It's irrelevant,
What?
Well, you can get hit by a bus tomorrow, and it's like, well, that's it.
Well,
It doesn't
I guess
matter
if
how
you're
much time you have.
if you're looking at it through like the lens of like your mortality, but I just mean as like a concept. Not necessarily how it pertains to you as an individual. I mean, just
But what
like
about black
the
holes?
passage
What
of-
about black holes? Nothing can escape black holes.
Well, that's like metaphysical. I don't know, David. I'm not a scientist. I have
Me
no
neither.
business talking about any of that. Yeah. There are smarter people than me out there that
And
could
the best
better
part is
answer that question.
they can have it wrong too.
Yeah, but they're better
They're-
equipped.
Yeah, but they have reasons to believe that they have it, some sort of
They've-
understanding.
They've on some level researched a thing,
They
whereas
went to
I'm just
school.
coming up with stuff off the cuff. Yeah.
I guess that kind of answers the second part of that. Are we affected by it? Yes, we are.
Yeah, of course we are.
I am a day older. I went around the sun. I spun around the sun, another day,
X amount of times.
another
Yeah.
year. But I guess when I look at it, it's like, who said when the sun's up that you had to be out in the day when that's normal?
Yeah.
That's normal. Why couldn't it be at night? Why can't we just be the opposite? I mean, the sun is bright, so that would make sense, but
Well, I wouldn't say that's so much a product of necessarily. Well, I mean, it is a product of time, but that's more so social constructs, and it's like, oh yeah, that's just the norm. Like that we're up at this particular time, and we're doing these particular things with that time.
Yeah.
And then this is the time we sleep, and yeah. But time. That's a way to measure that stuff, like when and all that. So, wow, this is a real nonsense.
yeah. Does our consciousness create it?
Uh huh.
I guess because we've got it beaten to us as small children. I guess it could be yes and no. Our subconscious just knows it's that's time.
Well, I would say. Wait, what was that question? That
Or
third
does
bit?
our consciousness create it?
I would say it doesn't necessarily create it, but we are constantly reminded of it, so it's always on the forefront. Because like, what's a birthday even? It's like a yearly reminder, or just like a clock
I would
staring
say
you in the face.
in the sense that we feel that some things take longer, like a slow day at work feels like 12 hours. I think that's our consciousness creating it, the effect that it seems longer.
Right. It's our perception.
But physically, it's still the same amount of hours.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Like, any crap experience always seems to take the longest amount of time, right? Whereas any time that you're having like a great time, it always seems to go by too quick.
Yeah.
It's weird how your mind does that to you.
I would love to meet someone who has it backwards. Like, oh, this is a great day. It felt forever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I went to the DMV and it felt really quick.
Well, there's always exceptions.
Yeah, those are the aliens that were left here, the reptile people.
Okay. All right.
All right. Question number 3. Is there such a thing as a soul?
Well, I mean, Full Metal Alchemist says
Oh my
there is,
God.
so
Yes.
that's going to be my office, There's They like scientifically measured out all the components. No. I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
someday maybe, yes, we might be able to do that. I am for that thinking.
No, I think there is.
Yeah. I mean, what else? How else would we feel? Like we have emotions and passions and compassions and hate, and it makes us angry.
Right.
You know, that's like, yeah, I think a soul can be in the future. We'll be able to create it. Like how? I mean, we're getting close to genetic modifications, and like, why can't you then modify a soul? I think you will be able to measure the soul in some point. But then you start getting into like the morality. But yeah, soul definitely does exist. That's you.
Yeah. Well, I would say like I believe that there is one, because outside of, I mean, how else would we be able to differentiate between people? I mean, like outside of like the physical, like discernible stuff that you could see with your eye, like you talk to somebody, there's clearly a different, a being in there. It's not like you're talking to yourself. So.
And I don't mean a soul from a religious aspect at all. I'm like, it's just who we are. It's our beliefs, our persona. It's everything packaged. Like if we could take it out of you, it would be tangible. It's everything that we are. It's like a little, like a hard drive in us that has all everything we see and how we our CPU, how we see things and feel things and how we comprehend things.
I mean, otherwise we're just meat.
Otherwise, this world would be perfect because we wouldn't be assholes.
Well, we wouldn't be anything.
I mean, it might be better if we were just bland.
I don't know. Yeah, that's enough for that. I don't think I have anything more to add.
We're gonna get one of these questions will make you talk about robots. All right, question 4: is there anything for us beyond our physical deaths?
Yeah, I think so.
What? Yeah, what is it?
Don't ask me what. I don't know. I've never been there.
I know, but
how could I know?
What do you think it is? Or what? I guess what would you like it to be?
What would I like it to be?
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm pretty low key, down with whatever kind of thing. So I mean, as long as it's not painful, sure.
So it's something. Something enjoyable.
Well, like, I mean, regardless of what you believe, you should try and make the best of the time you have that you're up and walking on this earth. Yeah, I would, see, that's a really interesting question. So my family, I grew up a non-denominational, Christian. So, everyone in my house is like, oh, Jesus, God, heaven, hell kind of thing. But just even stripping that back, like I would definitely say that something happens after you go.
You wake up from the Matrix.
Yeah, you wake up and you're plugged into something. But I don't know, like even if there was nothing, I mean, it's just, what would that be like? You just go to sleep?
I mean, we don't know what nothing is, so we wouldn't know.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that's come back from that, so.
I mean, there's all those stories like that person was dead for 12 minutes and they come back and like I saw hell, it was terrible, God has left us. And I'm like, you just had your brain deprived of a lot of oxygen. I'm not one to believe anything you say.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I don't know. Like, what could that equivalent of that be? Like, that's like someone who went snorkeling for 5 minutes one time, giving you their feedback on what snorkeling was like.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna trust someone who just touched the water and came back. I want someone that's got like experience. Like,
that's a good way. That's a good way of saying it. Like, I want someone that actually has done their research physically.
Yeah. I don't know. If I was going to be informed about something, I would like it to come from somebody that at least knows more than I do.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, you said it in an interesting way. Yeah. I'll say some. I think I was baptized Catholic, but I don't believe in it at all. No faith. But I had experiences with Jehovah's Witnesses, and they are quite an interesting folk. I just right now I don't think anything happens. We're done. But it would be cool if there was a second level. Like, hey, this is like totally sci-fi. Like, we are plugged in, or we are in a hologram, in a simulation. Or we get recycled. Like, all right, plug that one, make him a baby again, or something like that. A form, I guess it would be a form of reincarnation, but it's more scientific. Like, where it goes beyond, like, hey, we're not alone. I think we might be a giant science experiment.
Well, okay, pulling back even further. I know, I was just saying like the whole Christian thing or whatever, but regardless of what you believe, like, yeah, I mean, like, not to diminish if you do believe something different. That's great. You should do that. You have that right. But like, even if just like breaking it down scientifically, kind of like what you were saying, like that whole thing about transferring of energy, like, it doesn't just outright stop. It goes somewhere, right?
Yeah. What was that famous line in our drumline show?
The famous line?
Chi?
Oh, I can't even remember. Oh, I can't remember.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but transformed from something from another.
So yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that is a very distant pull you just made.
Yeah.
For like maybe one other person listening to this that might know that. But yeah, no, I think like it, like removing the religion part of it, like I would think that there would have to be something. Like, like, I don't think I would be disappointed either way, but
I mean, you would, if there was nothing, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was something, you wouldn't probably be able to get onto our field. Maybe like it's like ghosts and stuff. Like, they might be a form of energy that we cannot see completely, and they're on a different field than we are, and because we can't see everything. You know, dogs and other animals, they can see far more than we can. You know, how could we see color? That would be awesome to see like infrared, or maybe there is an energy field that we don't see that is far beyond us.
All right, I'm sure we sound pretty whacked out right now, but you know, just take it with a grain of salt.
It's COVID.
Yeah, COVID. It's getting to us, man.
I mean, I like these questions because it's, you know, it's all our beliefs, and there is no wrong answer. We're all allowed to think what we are supposed to.
Well, I'm just speculating, and I really don't like speculating. I would rather just know something.
I mean, but no one knows it. But yeah,
exactly.
It would be cool if there was some sciencey experiment, I think.
Well, cool, buddy.
Okay, you ready?
Moving on.
Question 5. Could we ever accurately predict the future, or does the spooky action of the quantum world, as Einstein put it, mean things are inherently unpredictable? That's a loaded question.
So it sounds like either the future is set or the future is constantly changing, is what that sounds like to me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the future is set, but I think there's multiple timelines. There's parallels to you as a being for every decision, everything that's ever happened to you. I'm a firm believer in that, for sure. I think that, you know, if I had chosen a different field, I would be in a different place. And there is a timeline somewhere in the universe or in time itself that I did do something different.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you are of the multiverse theory.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to quantum physics, I have no knowledge of that. But I don't think it's unpredictable. I think because it's going to happen. Something's going to happen to you, and that's set. Everything that's ever happened to you has happened to you because I think there's multiple timelines.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, multiverse. I guess you want to call it that way.
Mm-hmm. So you don't think it's just like all like coincidence that things happen the way they do and will continue to happen that way?
Coincidence or unpredictable?
Like either or. Do you think stuff just happens or that everything's
I don't think it's a coincidence, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, if something happens to you, it was meant to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it happened.
Mm-hmm. But then it sounds like you also believe that the reverse would be true, but for another you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And they, I think there's multiple timelines, multiple decisions that break out. Can they be physically measured? Can we go to those timelines? Probably not, ever. Probably not. But it's like how should I say it in a physical way? Like a river.
Mm-hmm.
It has like multiple streams that come off of it that go to different places, but you're on this path. Mm-hmm. And in a separate timeline, that person has their own river and multiple paths off those, and just infinite number of timelines that have this of just me and different choices and different things and the opposite. Yeah, there's someone that's had the opposite of everything I have, but then there's someone that's had half the opposite of me or completely different because they started off in a different way than I did.
Or they've had the exact same experience up to the last decision you made.
Yeah, exactly. Or like they got COVID and died.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all right. It sounds like you're saying it's predetermined what has and will happen to you.
I wouldn't say it's predetermined. I think it's just it's not predetermined means someone's deciding it. I don't think anyone's deciding it for you.
Okay. So then you just think that what is going to happen to you is just going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not changing it.
And it's not unpredictable. Yeah, it's not unpredictable. Especially because you can make decisions for things that you can make sure won't happen. Mm-hmm.
But
you can do your best.
But is that like an illusion of like choice? Because maybe you're thinking that.
No, technically everything is an illusion of choice. We don't actually have a choice in anything.
Uh-huh. So you believe in destiny.
It's just what's going to happen.
Okay. That is a sufficient answer.
It's like the Minority Report scene where it's a great example where they're in the room where he does his little fucking thing where he's like looking at all the murders and Colin Farrell's prick character comes up saying like, oh, these people haven't committed crimes, and they're like arguing the point that they will. The pre-guys aren't wrong, and then he throws the ball on the little like plate of glass, and he catches it, and he's like, "Why'd you catch it?" He's like, "Because it was gonna fall." I was like, "But are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, but it didn't fall. It does just because you stopped it didn't mean it wasn't gonna fall." And I like that a lot because it's just like, yeah,
Yeah, you were meant to catch that. So it would never have fallen. Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's back to the illusion of choice. He didn't even have to throw it, but he did because he chose to prove a point. Because Colin Farrell played a perfect asshole, even though he was like a good guy and everything.
Uh-huh. Well, you could be an
great
asshole.
Great movie, by the way. That's a good movie because it's a lot about this because it's about predicting the future and stopping murders.
So one more time. Question. What was the question?
Sorry, I have to burp.
Ugh.
Could we ever accurately predict the future? I never answer that. Or does the spooky action of the quantum world, as Einstein put it, mean things are inherently unpredictable? Could we accurately predict the future at some point? No, I don't think so.
I would think, I don't know if we could ever predict it necessarily, but
I think you could build yourself up to be in a routine where you're like able to, oh, I know that if I do this certain things, I will have this. But then it goes back to my thinking, well, if you train really hard and you're healthy a lot and then you get cancer, like it's not going to stop it. Everything you didn't stop you getting cancer. You were just going to get it. What do you think?
Well, at the very least, it's not happening in my lifetime, so I'm not thinking about it. So I will operate.
Do you think we will ever, though?
I mean, I'm so small-minded, I wouldn't even be able... I don't even think I could comprehend what that would be like, so I don't know. I will operate under the assumption that it's unpredictable.
Okay. So it doesn't matter what we do or how we work. Anything and everything can happen to us.
Yeah. I feel like you can maybe make, in some small ways, affect certain things, but I feel like large things that will happen to you are just going to happen. So,
but then you can go back and say those things that you were trying to affect, maybe that was already meant to happen.
Yeah, but that's the power of hindsight, right? You can twist whatever you want if you're thinking about it after the fact.
Someone else controlling you.
Yeah, well, something.
The Force.
I don't know. I'm definitely not qualified for this topic, so.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We're just having fun. This is fun stuff. I like it. I like these questions.
Really making me sound like an idiot, I'm sure.
I mean, that's what we are.
Yeah, but, I like to wear it a little closer to the chest than that.
All right, question 6.
Okay.
And we already introduced this a little bit. Are there an infinite number of realities beyond our own where each possible decision is taken and each fork in the road traveled down?
I mean,
yes.
It sounds you answered that already.
Yes, I do think. I would like to dive more into it just to give this question some meat. Yes, I do. I mean, look how this universe was started, according to a theory. It just blew up. What's it say that, there isn't an infinite amount of things happening in other universes that we can't see or have no knowledge of? And yeah, I think reality is, who says this is reality? Why? We don't know that, There's no proof that we're even real. Like sometimes when I was younger and it would be so weird. I get this feeling I would like, and it could be anywhere. I was just thinking, I was like I am physically here right now. I am alive. But why? Why am I really here? And I would feel this really weird feeling in like my whole body, like that I was like having an out of body experience. Like I could feel myself almost coming out and looking at me. And I haven't done this in years, and it would just feel so weird, like I was on the verge of understanding, like, oh, we are not. And it's not a reality-based thing, Something else. This is why I think so much that we are not, like, there's different realities, but also maybe we're not really here. But it was just the weirdest fucking feeling, dude. It was the weirdest feeling, and I cannot even describe it. It just felt like you're finally understanding that you're physically here, and you're going to find out if you just hold this feeling for like a minute. And I never could find out. I just like would forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we're talking about odd sensations and stuff like that, have you ever had like a really strong feeling of like deja vu or anything like that?
Like true deja vu, like that really weird feeling, like probably 3 times in my lifetime. 3 times. And they've always felt like this just happened like 5 seconds ago. Like, and it never happened like, oh, this happened to me last week. It always like, I just did this like 5 seconds ago. Why am I doing it again?
Yeah, because I for me, like, I've gotten that feeling like more than a few times, and it's always like I can never remember in the moment, that I have the first feeling, but when a thing's happening, I'll have like this sensation like I've definitely done this before, but it's like I can't put a finger on when. Like it's always like way ahead of time. Like it's like the weirdest, like most like just
it's like
really
wait, stop. Like you stop and you're like, for me it happened like 2 weeks ago. Like Isabel said something and I was like by the couch and like, we had this conversation like
right
an hour ago.
Yeah, like, and I know like go ahead.
And it just felt weird because then like 5 minutes later I was like, wait, we had that conversation a week ago. And it could have very well been like we had this conversation, but it felt like we were in the exact places, like the exact clothes, like
Yeah, like, but like I've had like very very specific situations where like I can almost call that it's about to happen because I get like this weird feeling like in the pit of my stomach, and then like I'm in the moment and I can feel like I'm like I don't know where I'm getting that sensation from, but I'm like I've definitely been here before, and it's like
all it's so much data because you've been there already. It's like
and like I'll be processing it in my brain, but like on the outside, like I'll be going through the motions, but just because it's like I know what I'm supposed to be doing at that point, it's like the weirdest feeling. But I haven't had it recently, but I've definitely had it like a good like well over like maybe like a dozen or so times that I can recall, but it's like it's bizarre. But that's
a lot.
Yeah, but like yeah, no, but it's just the strangest sensation. So that would be like the only thing to tick me off, that there is like something,
maybe reality is kind of bending in at one point,
like
and then going away.
Like like about like the Mandela effect kind of thing and everything. Yeah. So it's like the theory that it's like, oh, but like maybe like all the stuff is like kind of like coming together in a really odd way, and like details aren't lining up, kind of thing. Like, well,
it's like deja vu is different from like routine. Like you can do the same thing over and over again every day, but it's not
the exact same
the routine. But then when you have that one moment when you're like, I remember this, I've done this. I think it's reality, those branches coming in for that one moment and then splitting off.
See, I don't necessarily know if it's that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like has to do with like, because I believe in that multiverse kind of theory too. I like The One. I like Jet Li's The One. Yeah, why not let that be a real thing?
That is so good. That's a good movie.
But I don't know if it has to do with that or if it's like a weird chronological perception thing where it's like, I don't know. I'm going to sound crazy right now, but it's like, I don't know if it's like your consciousness jumps ahead like a little bit for a moment and just pulls you back, or like, I don't know what that is, but it's bizarre.
Like your guardian angel is you, and it's like, oh, let's go this way. No, wait, don't do that.
But it's kind of like you were saying, like you have like that out of body like sensation. It kind of feels like that almost, but.
And I got to the point, and I was probably like 20, where I was like able to do it like on command, like, hey, you haven't done it in a while, do it right now. And I could like think about it, and I would be like, oh, I'm getting further away from myself. And I might try it tomorrow now that I've remembered I've done that. It's a weird feeling. It's so weird. It's just like, and I start with the same question: why are you here? And it's not about like some bullshit. I'm here to make the world better or like live my life. It's like, no, why are you here? Why are you physically standing right here? Why were you born? Why have you had this life? It's a weird feeling. And everyone should just think about it, and not in a bullshit way. Like, take yourself out of the context. Like, I want to try it right now, but I don't want to.
Yeah, on camera, documented.
It's a fucking weird feeling, and I haven't had it in a long time. But it's a very much. It's kind of scary, but because I'm always so fucking close, and then and I can't hold it. It's not a power. It's just like a way of thinking, like of your mind, like thinking about yourself. It's very weird.
Okay. Well, I think we answered that question.
Yeah. All right. Last question.
Okay.
Question 7. This is the last one. Thank you, A Conscious Rethink, for this awesome article. And we still got a couple more sets of questions to go for the next couple podcasts, but this has been Metaphysics.
Yeah, but this series as a whole has been a ride so far. So
yeah, and it feels like it's just like getting deeper, like Inception levels.
it's just getting more. Yeah, definitely more and more detailed, more and more just more in depth. Interesting.
All right, last question. Why is there something and not nothing?
Well, I think that's a perception thing, because I feel some people would say a something and some people would say a nothing. It's a state of mind.
I would go beyond saying that we really don't know how to perceive nothing. Even though, like, I don't have money. Yeah, you don't have the money, but you know what money is, and you know how to get money, and you know how to get that. But how to truly have nothing, or the concept of nothing, I don't think we have any idea what that really is. It reminds me of that Rick and Morty. There's an episode where, like, Morty's like, Rick, he's like, I'm looking for the leveler, and then Rick, like, you want really level, and he does like, does this
I know what you're talking about.
Stupid laser grid, and he like really levels out like a 2x2,
and it's like absolute perfect level.
And then Morty stands in it, and he's like, I feel it. And then he takes him out of it, and he's like, no, he freaks out. And I think that's what kind of like that perception thing, like you said, it is perception, but I don't think any of us know what nothing is. Like, it's more of the lack of something. I think that's what we think nothing is, but nothing could be totally different.
Okay, well, I think you definitely went more on the metaphysical end on that. I was just saying why some people say something, whereas other people would say nothing about any given thing. It's like, oh, I was up to something, or someone would be like, oh, I wasn't doing anything. I was up to nothing.
Well, you like how you said it. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything, but they know that there's something that could have been doing.
Well, there's always. See, I think it's because we say nothing as a way of just saying, like, we could be doing something, but it's just like you were saying. It's just a lack of.
It's a lack of something. Yeah. I think that's what nothing is, a lack of something. Or like how I said before, when we die, maybe we're nothing, and we're just gone.
Well, when you apply it that way.
It's just like, maybe that's when we we won't even learn it because we'll be gone.
Or we won't be gone.
But then we didn't actually become nothing. We went on to some other level.
But then if that's the case, does nothing even exist? If there's always something on the horizon.
I mean, I think there is a real nothing, and that's a black hole.
But you couldn't say for sure. You don't know.
Oh, I couldn't. Yeah. No, I'll admit it. I couldn't. But the way people talk about black holes in documentary, it's like like the fucking most destructive thing in the world, and they never want to like be around one, even though they've never.
They're like
really
fascinated.
I mean, they've seen the action of one, like those space pictures where the light is going in a circle around it, but they can't because there's nothing. That I think that might be the true nothing.
But it's so much uncertainty. It's the worst.
I mean, it just like I make fun of it a lot. It's like the insane clown posse. It's like, how do magnets work? Like, I mean, there's a scientific explanation for it, but that's because some human thought of it, and it's not because we were told it. They were smart enough to figure it out, or how they perceive it. Like, why use the word time for time?
Yeah, to describe that thing.
Why is something called a hot dog, and why wasn't a hot dog a hamburger and a hamburger a hot dog?
Well, in another universe, maybe it is.
Spider A Parker and Spider B Parker.
It's like we didn't even have 7 questions. We really just had one, and they all just kind of like are levels of one.
Now we're having our experience.
Yeah.
We're gonna float away.
I'm literally out of my body right now. I'm floating.
I should put you on the green screen.
Okay.
Opacity really low.
I'm fading.
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's fun to talk about.
Maybe we should have it. We should have a Marvel episode.
Well, maybe.
But for now, we're doing this conscious rethink because it's awesome. I like it a lot.
It's definitely stirring up some different kind of thoughts,
and hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it because it weird questions, and I'm not afraid to fucking open my mouth.
Yeah.
I had a fun time. Hope everyone else did.
If not, I hope you had at least fun making fun of us or whatever you do, however you listen to this. I don't know.
Yeah, or watch it. It's your choice. But stay strong, America, or the world. COVID-19. I feel like every week it's a little better.
You think so? I don't know.
In the big picture realm, like some states are opening up gyms next week.
But should they be?
We'll find out when 30 million people are dead.
Okay. Well, on a more positive note, stay healthy, stay active as you can.
Yeah.
Be safe though. So
be safe and practice social distancing. Wear a mask. It just wear it. Like, don't wear gloves. That really doesn't make a difference because then. The amount of people I see wear gloves and then touch their face, it's like, what the fuck?
There's no point. Yeah.
Yeah. Just touch your face without it. Mm-hmm. Just wash your hands.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing we know beats this virus is soap and warm water.
Mm-hmm. And distance.
Yeah.
Keep your distance.
Like we're doing, we practice good social distancing, but we're still trying to do stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Yeah, stay strong, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah, keep drinking, keep listening.